So I've come out into the ruins this afternoon in front of the apse to talk to you a little bit about what it means to be a member of the community of the Cross of Nails. Partners in the community of the Cross of Nails exist over something like 25 countries. We have about 250 people in this worldwide network of people who feel a connection to the Coventry story and who commit themselves today to work for peace and reconciliation. So what does it mean to be part of the community of the Cross of Nails? Well, to start with, as I say, you're joining a worldwide partnership. And sometimes that can be really significant as you discover that people, perhaps on the other side of the world, are grappling with some of the same issues that you're grappling with in your own context. It could be that you're looking at historic issues to do with colonialism. That's so significant in South Africa and Israel, Palestine, New Zealand, Aotearoa, in Canada, for example. Or it could be that it's got something to do with historic racism. It could be to do with the inequalities caused by poverty, or something to do, for example, with interfaith. Whatever it is that you are grappling with in your context, asking yourselves, what is God doing here to heal the wounds that divide us, and what part can we play in that work? You'll find that somebody else across this network is addressing those similar issues, and you can learn from one another. You can gain strength by being in solidarity with each other. As a partner in the community of the Cross of Nails, in a way we don't ask too much of you, but we do expect that you commit to our three priorities of working in peace building. Healing the wounds of history is the first. Often we can't, of course, we can never change history, but we can change the impact of that history today and going forward into the future by acknowledging it, by addressing it, by asking, what do we need to do to respond to this history today? Secondly, celebrating difference and learning to live with diversity. Learning to live with difference and celebrating diversity, I should say. How can we learn that not everybody is the same as us? Everybody has their different experiences, their different backgrounds, their different perspectives. God calls us to find ways of building a shared future. That can be so significant in our work as CCN partners, because we don't have to give away our identity when we form relationships with people who may come from a very different perspective, but we say we're committed to that work of bringing us together. Thirdly, building a culture of justice and peace. How can we work with others to build a future in which all can flourish? Those are our commitments. What does it mean for you to embody those commitments as part of the CCN, the community of the Cross of Nails? Maybe if you're thinking about making that commitment, maybe you made it some time ago. It often seems to me that making the commitment to be part of the community of the Cross of Nails, it will mean bringing a physical cross into your space, your church or your building. As a symbol of this commitment, it will mean playing your part in praying the Coventry Litany of Reconciliation every day, as we do here in the cathedral, or maybe once a week, once a month, maybe even less often, but building it into your life of prayer and worship. It means praying, if you're able to, on a daily basis for other partners in the network. We have a network of prayer that goes on. But for me, it's a way of saying today, we believe that we are called to this ministry of reconciliation. It's like saying we found the path in Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16. There's a wonderful verse about the need to find the ancient paths and walk in them. These are the paths that God calls us to walk in. Becoming a CCN member is like putting a cairn down on the path. And it says maybe in years to come, when your organization, your church even, has lost its way, what are we about today? And then somebody says, there's a cross of nails somewhere here. What does that mean? And you dig into it and you say, oh, this is what it means, that we're committed to this ministry of reconciliation. And you'll go back, you'll use that cairn, that cross, excuse me, while this plane flies over, just a memory of our history here in the cathedral ruins. We'll go back to find that path, to find that cairn, to walk in the paths that God has called us to walk in. Really significant as we go forward into the future. I'm so pleased that you are members, wherever you are, in this community of the Cross of Nails. It's a way for us to be in partnership with each other, encouraging each other, saying, this is who we are, this is what we stand for. Somebody said to me quite a long time ago that they joined the community of the Cross of Nails because they would make friends. And they said, if you want to know what I stand for, look at my friends. Well, in the CCN, our friends are those who work in peace and reconciliation across the world. And the opportunities from the pandemic of Zoom have strengthened that even more strongly. I'm proud and privileged to have friends across all continents. They appear on my dining room table on my laptop much more often than I'm able to join with them physically in person. But together, as friends, we are committed to this work that God in Christ has called us to follow. God was in Christ reconciling the world to himself, and he has entrusted to us, to you and to me, the ministry and the message of reconciliation. What a privilege to be able to carry on that work that began here in the ruins, in the wake of the Blitz, in the wake of destruction, when Provost Howard said, we're seeking to banish all thoughts of revenge from our hearts and our minds, and prayed this prayer, Father, forgive, not just them, Father, forgive all of us for those things that we do that tear ourselves and our world apart. Together, we can build a better future by the grace of God and as we walk in the steps of Jesus.